Hey buds, welcome back to Metables and welcome back to the next reaction of RWBY. Alright, we got 4 World of Remnant, 5 World of Remnant videos to watch before we get into the Volume 4, Chapter 4, Season 4 of RWBY. So this one starts with the Vytal Festival tournament. I realized that I probably should have watched these as they were supposed to come up, but we're doing them in chunks. And that's just, I don't know, this is where we're at with it. Thank you so much for being here. So I guess we got 5 of these. The Vytal Festival tournament is first. Hey, I just finished watching the other ones. I had to come back and watch the first 4 because I guess I was on the wrong side of the page, whatever the fuck it is. So here's the episode 1, Dust. The episode thing makes significantly more sense now. Dust. Hit me with it.
Dust.
Yeah.
By definition, it is a naturally occurring energy propellant that can be triggered by the aura of humans and faunas. But in reality, it is much, much more.
Okay.
Found in 4 basic forms, dust can be combined both artificially and naturally to form new, stronger types, each with unique properties.
Sick.
Since its discovery, man has concocted a multitude of ways in which to harness the powers of these mysterious crystals.
So, like, I guess that we might get the answer at some point anyway, but, like, if you have a semblance, like, are you gifted with a semblance, like a quirk, like a ability from, like, your family or your heritage or whatever the fuck it is? Or does everyone just have semblances, you know? And then if you don't, do you just specialize in fucking dust because you can, you know, become, like, a master duster? And, you know, and just kind of fight people like that?
From airships to androids, dust has made its way into practically every facet of technology. Some prefer to use dust in its raw form, elegant yet destructive. Those who choose to wield dust in this state must possess a certain level of discipline to ensure that their resulting powers do not break free from their control. Dust ammunition serves as a more practical application in today's modern society. With the technological advancements in weapon design, warriors need simply choose the right cartridge for the job and pull the trigger.
Which is crazy.
While this has become the standard method of use, it is not uncommon to find individuals still practicing more archaic forms of dust manipulation, such as weaving it into clothing, or even fusing it directly with their own bodies.
What? Have we seen that?
Despite working, fighting, and even turning a profit with it, humanity has still yet to understand how dust came to be, and more importantly, how their involvement with dust will ultimately change the world of Remnant.
Hey everyone, thanks for
You're welcome. Like, just the sheer potential of what dust can do and what the, like, there's so many options in this, in the story, in the world, just the building as it is, like anything that's up, like that was constructed for the, like, overall story or the overall just world is, like, so, there's so many possibilities. And again, like, I want to sit here and theorize, but again, like, we can do that as we watch the show anyway, but it's just really fun that they took, like, everything and just made it extremely unique and be like, hey, you see that rock? Could be a very important rock. And it fucking might be.
The world of Remnant is a dangerous place, particularly for man. In the countless years that humanity has roamed the planet, civilizations have grown and fallen. But 4 have withstood the test of time: Atlas, Mistral, Vacuo, Vale. These 4 kingdoms.
Yeah, but there's still these other, like heaps of land that, like, they have not even spoken about yet.
With the help of natural barriers and human tenacity, have proven that they have the will to survive. Each kingdom has a governing council to represent the people and their needs. Next comes the military. While most kingdoms only call on its citizens to serve when needed, others find it important to be prepared. There are still those who choose to venture outside the walls of the kingdoms. Roaming nomads and small villages are not uncommon, Yet neither is their tendency to disappear overnight.
Jesus.
Lastly, the Huntsmen academies. These institutions' sole purpose is to train the next generation of huntsmen. The next generation of defenders that will live and die to protect the lifestyle that they've become so accustomed to. Yes, the world of Remnant is indeed a dangerous place, but the Four Kingdoms stand as beacons of hope, as safe havens from the darkness that surrounds them. They are the key to mankind's survival, as long as they stand united.
That was pretty smooth. Dude, whoever's story writing this shit is pretty fucking good. I don't know if Monty did that, like, everything, but, like, even these fucking shorts are still, like, they're very good. Next one. Grimm. This is the one I'm still very, like, everything is, but, like, Grimm is still very fucking nuts to me, too.
The creatures of Grimm. A ravenous, destructive force that covers the majority of Remnant. While often referred to simply as Grimm in the common vernacular, these beings serve as the greatest foe to mankind. For as long as humanity can recall walking the surface of Remnant, so do they remember this wicked force. Many ancient cultures believed the creatures of Grimm to be animals possessed by evil spirits, or perhaps the spirits of tortured animals themselves.
Well, tortured? Well, they were here as long as we've been here, you know? Like, they would have, they were around technically before us, it seems, right? So, like, they couldn't necessarily be, at least tortured by us, maybe by somebody else. But, like, what the fuck does that mean? You know, the fact that, like, the Grimm, like, this shadowy, aggressive figure, it was, like, it almost feels like it was made to hunt us. You know, it's like the second that we arrived, there was, like, almost like two people. And, like, one of them created humans, and the other one's like, fuck your humans. I don't like that idea. I'm making this. And they were able to make this faster because humans are a lot more complicated. You know, so they're like, shadow, I can just take whatever I see on the earth, and I'm like, I can make that into a shadow version, you know, kill that thing, you know?
However,
Maybe.
further study, as well as the discovery of newer, more horrific forms of Grimm, does not support this hypothesis. With new creatures discovered every day, scientists perpetually find themselves with more questions than answers. While very little is known of their origin, some key facts have been observed in the wild. First and foremost, the Grimm exclusively attack humans and their creations. While occasional skirmishes between wildlife and Grimm have occurred, these instances appear to be based on territorial provocations
That's what I'm fucking saying. That's crazy.
and their creations. While the Grimm exclusively attack humans and their creations. While occasional skirmishes between wildlife and...
I'm telling you. I think it's that one woman that we potentially saw, the one that looked like a spider woman. She has a vendetta ever since humans were ever first there. So she had to have been there for a while if she's the one that's creating them. Because there has to be some kind of, like, greater motive. Because they're, like... Sure, it's one thing if it's prey, but, like, then they would be attacking other creatures as well if it's, like, a prey thing. But it's like, it's malicious. You know, and malicious has to come from the source, which would be Mother, as I'm calling her, I guess.
Grimm have occurred. These instances appear to be based on territorial provocations rather than a need for sustenance. In fact, the common belief is that the Grimm are not obligated to feed. They choose to. What is perhaps even more unsettling is the basis of their attraction.
Chemical X?
The creatures of Grimm are lured towards negative emotion. In the rare instances when villages are capable of defending against a wave of Grimm, their survival is not guaranteed, as widespread panic will only lead to more attacks. Little else is known about the creatures of Grimm. Keeping them in captivity has proven to be an understandably difficult task, as the creatures tend to either die or kill those who imprisoned them in the first place. To further complicate study, the core...
Oh, fuck. Does that mean Yang's gonna be in fucking trouble this volume? Because, like, she is going to be depressed for quite some time. So it's going to attract people to that house?
Corpse of a Grimm will only remain for a short period of time before completely evaporating. Those who hunt the beasts for sport find this particularly upsetting, but manage to get by with cheap taxidermic recreations and bombastic storytelling.
I know who that fucking bitch is.
Although the creatures of Grimm appear mindless, more delicate observation has proven contradictory. It has been noted that while younger Grimm tend to be more reckless, older Grimm, who have managed to survive their battles, have the tendency to learn from their experience and will exercise caution in the future. This perverse form of self-preservation allows the creatures to become more effective killers. And in the end, killing is all that matters.
I love that. I love this. This is awesome. I almost feel like I wanted to watch these like before everything, but of course, like, it's just how things played out, I guess. But that is crazy information. I'm almost like, technically, like, it would have been cool to learn it beforehand, but also learning it afterwards. I don't know. I like it either way. All right, we got, for me, one more of these left, but for you guys, it's like almost halfway through. Aura. Aura.
Huntsmen are widely regarded as the world's greatest warriors. While skilled in a wide variety of weaponry and hand-to-hand combat, these champions are also masters of a much greater power: aura. Aura is a manifestation of the soul, a life force that runs through every living creature on Remnant, whether they are a meager shopkeep or a renowned knight. However, what sets true warriors apart from all others is their ability to amplify and control their aura.
Okay.
Aura is primarily used as a defensive mechanism, passively coating the wielder in a protective force field.
Yeah, this we know because I've always complained about, like, hey, you probably shouldn't have legs anymore.
It can protect a combatant from what would normally be a fatal blow.
You know what's kind of the idea? You know it could be kind of crazy? If there was someone's semblance that could remove someone's aura. And then all it would take is just, like, one hit. That'd be crazy.
It does not, however, make the user invincible. As they receive more and more damage, their aura reserve will deplete. If this happens, all a fighter will be left with is his resolve. Fortunately, when a fight turns gruesome, a warrior can also rely on their aura in a different manner. Semblance is a term used to describe the projection of aura into a more tangible form. For some, this could be the ability to control objects with telekinesis. For others, it could mean superhuman strength. The power associated with a wielder's semblance is completely unique. With enough training and focus, a user's aura can turn them into something much more than just a man.
Just a man? Just trying to get home?
Oh my god!
No! Let's see. We haven't watched one of these yet. Hello? Yeah?
It all began, as most things do, with war. The kingdoms of the world had been locked in a violent struggle for years.
You think you can just teach me something and me forgive what you do to this school? I'm not gonna forget. I know you're out there somewhere and I have fucking questions for you. But, sorry, yes, the lore, sorry.
But eventually the Great War of Remnant came to an end on the small island of Vytal. It was here that humanity's leaders chose peace over bloodshed and constructed the future of modern society, establishing new laws, new academies, and new traditions. The Vytal Festival was created to serve as a celebration of peace between the kingdoms. Every 2 years, a kingdom would be chosen to open its doors to the world, allowing citizens from every corner of Remnant to meet and indulge in one another's cultures.
Okay, cute.
The pinnacle of this event was the Vytal Festival tournament.
Right, which we just watched.
After the newly formed Huntsmen academies proved to be a success, the Vytal Festival tournament was designed to test the strengths of the kingdom's warriors in a safe and friendly competitive environment.
Very cute. I wonder how this came to be. Do you think they were making RWBY and they were like, I feel like we need a little bit more backstory at the festival. You know what I mean? So like, because I think this was this the first? I mean, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be, but like, at some point they were like, let's just give them a little bit of something, you know. And then they had a whole different department, I guess, work on this kind of thing, which is a very cute idea for people that are like really obsessed with the show.
A wonderful method in which to ensure that the world's huntsmen would never settle for mediocrity, but would constantly strive to become the absolute best they could be. As the skills of the huntsmen grew, so did the games. And in time, it was decided that the tournament would need a stage equal in greatness to that of its competitors.
I did have a question about the stage. And this makes a lot of sense now. It's funny that like they're like, oh, we'll make the top part, we'll make the bottom part, and like, oh my god, we got the base, we totally got the base. And the green people, like the green country was just like, you could use our crystal.
Amity Coliseum was the culmination of the Four Kingdoms' efforts, a technological marvel and a shining symbol of harmony, capable of making the journey to all the kingdoms of Remnant.
It's very cool, actually.
It's true that all of this began with war. But it is peace that has served to shepherd humanity on its ascension to greatness.
Are we going to be going to these other countries like this? I feel like I'm watching like a documentary. It almost looks like the, was it 60 Minutes?
Huntsmen and Huntresses, the best and brightest warriors of Remnant, ranking higher than kingdom police and even military in terms of strength and skill.
Okay.
The occupation was established alongside the Huntsmen academies after the Great War, with the hope of creating elite warriors whose sole purpose would be to combat the creatures of Grimm. Beacon Academy was founded in Vale, Haven founded in Mistral,
Okay.
Shade founded in Vacuo, and Atlas founded in the now-defunct kingdom of Mantle.
Interesting. What about these other two locations? Also, I'm telling you guys right now, I can retain a little bit from these videos, but there's no way in hell I'm gonna remember everything. So please do not be afraid to message me in the comments below and just be like, "Oh, we watched this in the World of Remnant video. That this is what this means." It was like brought up in 5 seconds. Thank you.
These institutions accepted graduates of primary combat schools who showed enough promise and tenacity to not only battle the world's deadliest creatures, but also protect their fellow man. For this reason, trainees are grouped into teams, ensuring the continual development of communication, empathy, and teamwork, traits that are vital to any guardian of peace. As an additional precaution to maintaining peace, the founders of the academies believe that their graduates should be kept separate from kingdom allegiance.
Am I supposed to be really paying attention to which color represents who? You know? Like, part of me is like, hey, it could just be like a generic, like, illustration of the people from different countries and stuff, but like, it could resemble like the very specific men, you know, and their roles and their kind of their history as well, you know, because like the girls were just before, and we know that's our girls, but throughout this, I'm like, do I need to remember who the green guy is and who the blue guy is, and like what their relationship is with what's about to happen?
Once finished with their training, huntsmen and huntresses are free to choose who they work for, as well as what kind of work they will do through the use of mission boards. Allying with a particular kingdom or village is entirely up to the individual. However, Atlas Academy has come under increasing amounts of scrutiny for the indoctrination of military lifestyle upon its students, pressuring them to enlist in the Atlas military's Special Operatives Unit. Every academy has its own methods of teaching, but the end result is the same. Huntsmen and huntresses ready to make their own paths. Some will stay together as a team, some will move on to work alone. But all are expected to serve humanity.
It's a sick picture.
And never succumb to the darkness.
Okay. Does that actually mean that she has a relationship with the exploding moon? Episode 7. Cross-Continental Transmit System.
Throughout the years, the world of Remnant has seen hundreds of technological advances that have changed society. The most influential of all of them being the Cross-Continental Transmit System. Prior to the invention of the CCTS, long-range communication was extremely limited. The discovery and development of radio technology allowed for communication within the boundaries of most kingdoms. But communication with other parts of the world was restricted to the physical delivery of messages. With every alternative form of communication that was proposed, there seemed to be the perfect obstacle. The destructive nature of the creatures of Grimm severely limited the reliability of ground-based technologies. The concept of relay satellites orbiting around the planet was promising. Unfortunately, modern man has yet to make the technological advancements required to achieve spaceflight, as all known dust types lose their power as they begin to leave Remnant's atmosphere.
Oh.
Eventually,
I feel like that's gotta be extremely important. You know? Could come into play in the future. Also can mean not absolutely nothing. But like for me, I'm like, that could be an extremely heavy piece of information, which I guess a lot of these technically could have.
It's the people of Atlas, the world's leader in science and technology, that developed the cross-continental transmit system. It was revolutionary. Like radio, signals were sent and received wirelessly, though the content of these transmissions were not nearly as limited. Audio, video, images, and text were all capable of transmission, and eventually an entire online web of information was at mankind's fingertips.
Okay.
Currently, the system is supported by 4 primary relay towers, each located within a safeguarded area of the kingdoms. These towers allow for wireless communication within a kingdom through the use of devices such as scrolls.
Okay.
Signals become less reliable the farther a user travels from the CCT tower. And although smaller support towers do exist outside...
Okay, so is this why he was saying the tower cannot fall? When, I think was it in the finale? He's like, the tower cannot fall. And then that's the tower, right? That was his tower?
Outside of kingdoms, they are constantly at risk of destruction by the creatures of Grimm. Shortcomings aside, for the first time in history, digital transmissions between kingdoms were possible through the use of slightly more advanced devices.
Yeah, but it's also fucking nuts that we can have, like, flying, like, convoys and, like, a flying arena, but then we have no, like, we have a very basic form of, telecommunications. You know, it's like, hey, well, we can have thousands of people be floating in the air at once because of a crystal and a thing that was made. But if you want to call your mom, you have to go to a specific building and within the time frame. That's wild to me.
Typically found in homes and CCT centers.
CCTs.
The cross-continental transmit system has and will continue to advance the progression of mankind. However, if one of the 4 towers is taken offline, the entire network fails with it. A slight inconvenience during routine maintenance, but to be honest, I find the limitation somewhat poetic. No one voice is louder than the others, and no voice may be silenced without the rest.
That could be so fucking dangerous, though. There are so many I have so many theories or ideas that can happen now, but based on all of these, but we cannot turn this into an hour-long video because of my, like, you know what this can mean, and then I get stuck on that idea. And this is basically Telemachus as Odysseus, like, all over again.
If the people of Remnant are to speak, then they shall do so together. Or not at all.
Sheesh. Sheesh. And this is the 4 maidens? We kind of heard about them in the, one of the last episodes. but more so.
Deep in the forests of Remnant, beside a great and mighty river, stood the small, fragile home of a cold, frail man. A lone wizard. Hidden from the dangers and distractions of the world.
Yeah, but like, how important? Like, he's just a lone wizard. Well, I guess that's the kind of the idea of like they protect the people, but like, do we think that he's important people?
The wizard seldom had visitors, but on this day, as he peered out his window, his gaze fell upon a young maiden.
His what?
Calmly she sat beneath his tree, in a state of absolute tranquility. When the wizard demanded an explanation, the maiden simply replied, "My name is Winter. I am on a journey, and I am waiting for my sisters." With that, she closed her eyes and sat in silence. The wizard told himself the girl was a fool, but the longer she sat, the more he wished to share in the serenity the young maiden enjoyed. In time, he grew tired and decided to close his eyes as well, thinking on this strange predicament. Upon opening his eyes, the wizard was befuddled to find that a second maiden had appeared beneath his tree, cheerful and spry.
Oh, I kind of like Spring a little bit.
With a basket of fruit and flowers. When he asked for an explanation, the girl simply replied, "My name is Spring. I am on a journey, and I am waiting for my sisters." To show her gratitude for his reluctant hospitality, the girl retrieved a handful of seeds from her basket
Can I have
and planted them in the wizard's garden.
Cute. I would like this to be my life.
The old hermit could hardly believe his eyes as the maiden turned what was once a mere pile of dirt and manure into a beautiful garden from which life would surely blossom. It's likely he would have gazed for hours, were it not for the unfamiliar laughter he heard from beneath his tree.
Never mind.
A young woman with a warm smile now stood beside the two maidens.
I love her too.
The wizard begged her to introduce herself, to which she
I can't watch this show. Maybe I can't watch this show. I just fall in love with everybody. Oh my god. Adorable. Absolutely adorable.
Responded, "My name is Summer.
Yeah.
I am on a journey,
Hi,
and
Summer.
I am waiting for my sister."
We can all wait
Of
together.
course, thought the wizard. But another chirp of laughter left the old man perplexed. What in the world was so funny?
Adorable.
As it turned out, it was him. The new arrival found the wizard's insistence on staying indoors so very amusing. Why choose to view the world through a small window when the door leading out to it was right at his side?
Real quick though, can we just look at the size of that fucking handle? That is this big. That is the size of my fucking head. You would have to stretch all, that is not a multitasking doorknob whatsoever. Yeah, this is a random rant, but like imagine walk up to the door, just full fist and...
It was a compelling argument, and after only a moment of brief hesitation, the wizard left his home and stepped outside. The warmth of the sun brought with it a surge of energy and life, and soon the wizard wasn't feeling much like himself anymore.
Cute.
He was feeling much better.
I'm afraid I would be too attached. All right, because once fall gets there, I'm gonna be like, well, I'm obsessed. You guys can't go anymore. I want you to stay here forever. Or can I join you on your journey? And they're like, no, absolutely not. I'm like, well, this is the worst day of my life.
As the day drew to a close, the maidens and the wizard all settled down and prepared a feast. Winter set the table. Spring supplied the crops. Summer prepped the meal, and the wizard was the happiest he'd been in ages. But in all the excitement, he nearly failed to notice the delicate woman that now stood beneath his tree.
Oh my god. Adorable.
He
Fuck.
smiled and beckoned her to join them, asking only for her name. My name is Fall, she replied softly. I am on a journey and am here to meet my sisters. Who are you? Me? The wizard wondered. Well,
I wonder if this story's gonna come back. You know, like, I doubt it. But, like, what if, like, this is what's gonna happen to our squad at some point? Like, they're all gonna, like, show up at, like, one person's house. Or even, like, their father's. Like, everybody's gonna meet back at the father's place, and it's like, I'm waiting for everybody to come back here. You know? I don't know. I mean, it could just be, like, the story of what, like, who they are. But still, like, it could come back. I don't know.
I am but an old hermit. I have lived in these woods alone for centuries, and I'm afraid my story is not very interesting, as I have no one to love and nothing to my name.
Sheesh.
The eldest sister looked up at all that surrounded them. But sir, do you not see? You have so much. It was true. With their help, it was now clear to see that the wizard had everything he could ever need. He was grateful, but a question lingered in his mind.
What?
Why me? He asked. Why did the four of you choose to open my eyes, to share with me your gifts? Why am I so special? The four sisters looked to one another, perplexed. Finally, the eldest spoke. I beg your pardon, sir, but we did not do these things for you because you were special. We do what we can for everyone.
Cute.
Because we are able. The old wizard was at a loss. Never in his years had he come across such kindness. It was in that moment that he knew what should be done. The wizard summoned his magic, every ounce he could muster, and bestowed it upon the sisters.
Adorable.
He smiled. Take this gift and know now that you are able to do so much more.
Interesting.
Now,
He's gotta be someone important. But, like, exactly what?
armed with the elements, the very powers of nature, and the unimaginable magic of the wizard, the four maidens, winter, spring, summer, and fall, promised to carry onward with their journey, using their gifts to aid others.
But Fall had, like, more abilities than just wind, though. But, I mean, maybe maybe that was just a demonstration of it. But, like, this guy is fucking nuts if you gave them that kind of power. Who the fuck are you? You can't just be, like, a lonely wizard.
As they had aided him, one by one the sisters left. But before they did, they made one final promise. They promised to return each and every year to visit their dear friend.
Cute. Cute. I love that story. And the character short, RWBY Volume 4 character short, which I'm supposed to watch before Volume 4. Oh. This has to be canon, right? I love how much darker this feels. Sick. So you can use the ammo to propel the blade forward? That is something I never thought about, actually. You know, because, like, I just assumed all the ammo was just, you know, for the obvious gun, but you could definitely use, like, if it's a strong enough bullet, it will help, like, you know, cut that bitch. What? Dude, your outfit's fucking sick. The show is like very cutesy. Like normally, like still, like even the designs and stuff. Is this like what it's gonna look like moving forward? It's like, I'd be fucking nut. Her outfit's fucking, look at her. Look how sick she looks. That guy. They never did that. Would they get more conscious all of a sudden? They're like, you know what? I can start throwing fucking rocks. No, we're not doing that. Sick. Is this guy? Oh, they're like infected. Gorilla? We got gorillas now? They're about to get fucking crazy. I guess we are going more out in the wild, so I guess all we've ever really saw is the ones, well, I mean, we've gotten a little bit out there too. But like, there could be like fucking, how do I compare this? Shadow of the Colossus type of fucking creatures out there. My ass. If this is anything to show for the next volumes, I am fucking in. All right. I don't know really what the fuck is going to happen, but like new animation, darker stories. I would love that. Her little yelps. How does she just move as roses? That's sick. And you can make it into a fucking spear? Come on. Come on, that's pretty fucking sick. Oh, I love it.
Ruby, we saw smoke. Heading your way.
Don't start without us. You better hurry.
Cute. This is awesome. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. dude, please, I want more animation style. Like, I didn't mind the other one, but like, if this, you're gonna give me shading now? I'm so excited. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. If you guys enjoyed the reactions whatsoever, hey, consider leaving a like or a comment. I appreciate it. It makes me happy. It makes me feel like the content's enjoyable. All right, so thank you so much for being here. Hope you guys like this, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.